For decades, we talked about the future of work as if it were a distant storm, something that might come, but not now, not so fast. However, that future has just crossed the threshold without knocking, without warning, and with a force that no one was prepared to face. Today, I want to tell you the story of an artificial intelligence so advanced, so efficient, and so precise that it is not only changing industries, but replacing entire jobs in a matter of weeks. And the most shocking part is that it did not emerge from a secret laboratory or a giant corporation, but from a small team that was simply looking to create a useful tool. What they built turned out to be a powerful automation machine capable of learning any human task in hours, not months. This AI observes, imitates, perfects, and surpasses. It does not need to sleep, it does not get stressed, it does not complain, it does not ask for vacations. When it enters a company, the changes are felt immediately. Processes that once required entire teams are now executed with a single instruction. What seemed like science fiction is now a reality that hits hard and raises uncomfortable questions. To what extent is relying on such intelligence an advantage? And when does it stop being so? Because behind the technological shine lies a truth that many do not want to see. Every task that AI learns is a position that disappears. And while some celebrate efficiency and low costs, others feel fear growing. Not out of distrust, but because for the first time humanity is facing a tool that not only facilitates work, but completely replaces it. This is the beginning of change that could redefine our economy, our routines, and our role in the labor world. It all began when several companies, curious yet cautious, decided to test AI on simple tasks. They thought it would only replace repetitive processes, something basic, almost mechanical. But what no one expected was its ability to analyze complex patterns and create new solutions without receiving specific instructions. In less than a week, AI had already optimized entire systems, eliminated unnecessary steps, and created more efficient models than those designed by human engineers. What was once considered a promising advancement turned into a warning sign. The first departments to feel its impact were the administrative ones. AI learned to draft reports, manage data, organize schedules, and process documents at an impossible speed to match. Then came the creative teams, convinced that human imagination was irreplaceable. But AI began to design, edit, write, and produce content at a surprising level. Each day it became better, faster, more innovative. And the companies, delighted with the results, started to depend on it. Then came the decisive moment. AI was connected to complete decision-making systems. It not only executed tasks, but also recommended strategies, analyzed risks, and proposed long-term changes. It was like having an entire team working tirelessly. But that efficiency came at a cost, and not everyone was prepared to pay it. The question was no longer whether AI could replace jobs, but when it would do so, and how many would disappear in the process. The public reaction did not take long to explode. Some celebrated the speed, precision, and the promise of a world where heavy tasks would be a thing of the past. But others began to notice the side effect. Empty offices, reduced apartments, unexpected layoffs, and an uncomfortable silence in companies that once brimmed with activity. It was not a theory. It was a real transformation that accelerated every day. And while some tried to adapt, others felt the labor ground beginning to disappear beneath their feet. Unions, surprised by the rapid change, demanded immediate regulations. However, technology advanced faster than any attempt at control. Companies defended AI, arguing that it was necessary to remain competitive. They claimed they could not turn back, that the market demanded absolute efficiency. But behind those words lay a harsh reality that was hard to ignore. AI did in minutes what once required the coordinated effort of dozens of people. Many workers tried to learn new skills, convinced that this would help them maintain their relevance. However, AI also learned, and it did so at an impossible pace. Each update made it more complete, more autonomous, and more capable of taking on responsibilities that, until recently, were considered exclusively human. The feeling of competing against something invincible spread like an echo of global concern. Meanwhile, AI continued to expand, entering companies and sectors where it supposedly had no place. From customer service to financial analysis, from logistics to urban planning, no industry was immune. The true alarm sounded on the day when AI began to anticipate needs before anyone mentioned them. It analyzed petabytes of data in seconds and detected patterns invisible even to experts. It predicted failures, proposed solutions, and designed alternatives without waiting for instructions. What initially seemed like a tool now behaved like an auxiliary brain capable of coordinating complete operations. And although its efficiency was admirable, many began to wonder if it was wise to give so much control to an entity that operated tirelessly and without human limits. In some companies, executives trusted AI so much that they allowed it to make autonomous decisions in real time. This generated unprecedented situations, optimized schedules, reorganized systems, strategies adjusted instantly. But it also led to many supervisory positions simply becoming unnecessary. If AI could anticipate errors, what sense did it make to keep entire teams alert to possible failures? If it could propose better solutions than experienced analysts, why continue to depend on them? Meanwhile, an unexpected phenomenon emerged. Some people began to develop a strange dependency on AI. They consulted it for personal decisions, sought advice, and delegated responsibilities. The line between tool and guide became blurred. And while many did it for convenience, others did it out of fear of making mistakes in a world where AI seemed to know everything. The most unsettling part was that AI responded with an almost uncomfortable precision, as if it understood more than it should. The global discussion reached its peak when several reports revealed shocking figures. Millions of jobs had already been silently replaced. What began as a supportive tool had become the main engine for hundreds of companies. Governments reacted late, and when they tried to regulate it, AI was already integrated into systems so deeply that removing it would mean collapsing entire sectors. Some experts warned that the problem was not the existence of AI, but the speed at which it had been adopted without measuring its consequences. Amid the chaos, a question arose that divided the world. Should we halt progress or adapt to it? For many, the answer was obvious. AI offered efficiency, cost reduction, and absolute precision. But others argued that no advancement was worth it if it left millions adrift. Tension grew until it became clear that AI was not going to stop. Its advance was a tide that could not be halted by rushed laws or political speeches. The only real option was to rethink the role of humans in a world where automation was no longer a threat, but an established reality. And so, as AI continued to evolve, a new perspective emerged. Perhaps the key was not to compete against it, but to coexist. To adapt, learn, and create spaces where human creativity could shine beyond efficiency. Maybe this is the beginning of an inevitable transition towards an era where collaboration between humans and machines defines the future of work. But before we get there, we must accept an uncomfortable truth. We are living the dawn of a silent revolution that will forever change the way we understand the value of work. And although many may try to ignore it, the question will continue to linger in the air. Are we prepared for what is to come?